You are now locked in to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast.
Until you learn to place boundaries over certain things and situations, you are a people pleaser. So some people are like that for their parents, some people are like that for their friends.
Very true.
Some people are like that for like whoever is like their inspiration. Like
even at work as well.
At work, yeah.
Have you actually? Sorry, go on.
No, like I'm just saying, do you know what I mean? Until you learn to put boundaries into several situations, you will continue being a people pleaser.
Right, I agree.
Has anyone created those boundaries? Have any of you identified that you created those boundaries?
Yep.
Yes.
You know you're my G. Come on.
With who? Just in general. In general, yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I had to.
You have to.
You have to.
Take
for me, it was actually dangerous. So
saying no is even harmonious.
This is working.
Yeah. No, it was dangerous.
I don't think this is working. I put it in my head, you know. This whole time anyway, sorry.
Right.
Do you mind if I...
Yeah,
Will it work?
Is it? I don't think it's plugged in. Right.
Don't worry about it.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
That's the important.
Is it clear?
As they say, never meet your heroes.
Honestly, never meet your heroes. Damn, man.
Yo, I wish I came over there.
That was a great one.
Yo.
Wow.
Anyways, let's begin. Let's just.
I'm still thinking about it.
Wow.
What let that?
Damn.
I don't get it.
Jesus.
I didn't hear it first of all.
But yeah, you have the
We
headphones on.
can all move on.
We can move on.
Yeah, we can.
No, I want to hear it first.
We don't.
Do you listen back to your pods?
Huh?
Do you listen back to your
Yeah,
pods?
of course.
Oh, okay.
We all watch our
Why are you asking? What's wrong with you?
This one, yeah.
Do you not listen back?
He doesn't listen.
Oh, I heard you don't. I get why.
Do you get?
I get why.
Did it take a while before you guys were able to?
Always.
Yeah,
no,
me.
I've always.
No, I always watch it back.
Because I think he cringes out and then he.
Is it
Sometimes
Do you
you
listen to podcasts in general?
Hold on. It's a mixture of cringing out, and I just don't have the time.
I hear
You
that.
don't have the time.
I don't.
This is
No, that one I absolutely
with
hear
all
that.
of us on the please don't be sick.
How do you not have the time?
Do you not listen
Like when you're out and about, you should listen to
Somebody else's pod.
No, we're outside.
No one at home.
True.
And
it's real.
That's it, real.
Hold on. When I listen to pods, it's usually that I'm cleaning, or the most time is when I was on the train to work.
And so your podcast can't take over another person's podcast.
I'm in the moment.
Right.
Like everything that I would listen to has been listened to in live in
So
the flesh.
are you saying that you prefer other people's podcasts to your own?
Also, you listen to other people's podcasts.
At times to times.
So why, your own, why is it not times to times?
Because I lived. No, don't do that. Because we were side by side.
I'm just wondering, innit?
What happened?
I live in the. I was in the moment when we recorded it.
Right.
So you don't need to listen to
I don't need to listen to it again.
So the great palm that Colin put to him was Gio's logic is I was in class, so I don't need to study.
Wow. That's perfect, Colin. Perfect.
No, but you never met one of those students.
Huh?
You never met one of those
Of course
students.
I've even been the student, but not for my own things though. Because it's my thing. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, I even edit our podcast. So I have to listen to it bare times.
That's why I don't edit.
But the thing is, I enjoy like watching us together.
Yeah, I always watch it back. I'm hella times.
I've definitely started watching it back.
So do me and Colin. We enjoy watching it.
To be fair to Gio, like whenever he needs to get that stuff edited, let's say he jumps in and gets it done.
Oh, that's good.
You know, have you guys ever been with like a group of your other friends and they want to put it on? That one, I don't know if I can do.
Oh, I even put it on.
No.
I used to be like that, but not anymore.
That's
I don't know about
our friends.
I was about to say, we're friends.
Our friends don't
All my friends are in this room.
Yeah, my friends.
No, I'm joking. No, I was joking. No, come on.
Sorry.
Our friends don't be putting on Jack. I don't know if them niggas be listening.
They probably do.
Do they know the name?
Some of them probably do.
No, I've been around when the man them say stuff from the pod and I cringe out. So they'll be like,
okay.
Like,
They use
you said this on the
reference.
pod, use that reference, and I cringe out.
I don't actually.
But I don't mind though.
I don't cringe out. If they bring it up, I don't cringe out.
I don't find myself cringe.
Yeah.
You can find certain moments and certain things.
Yeah,
because it's
definitely.
weird. Like, because when you say certain things, usually in the context of your life and who you are there and then like if you we're all like progressive beings. Like
On your photo.
in 9 months' time,
Is
like,
it
I listened to a lot of stuff that I said like last summer, and quite frankly, I'm not impressed with that colour. Looking thinking, what an idiot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
bro, I listened to
not idiot.
early
why-
pod, yeah, and I was like, wow.
I don't be
Which
doing
Like
that.
we were saying, like
Well,
on the
you
website
were,
when we
I
first
can't
started,
relate. Nah,
bro,
to be fair, I'm the same,
before
babe.
we even had
Yeah.
visuals, G.
I don't be doing that.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was crazy.
I used to introduce myself
That
as
was
Baby
crazy.
John.
We've always been.
Don't- don't-
Always.
That is so cute.
And G, I'm telling you, I was cringing out. I was like, oh my god, why did I do this?
It's growth though. You got to
Yeah.
see it as
No,
you
it's
grow.
true,
And
innit?
it's
Don't you-
always good to track your progress.
And maybe you were performing at the beginning and now you're in your stride.
Growth.
Because sometimes
That is well.
everybody's different, innit? Like, everyone's different. Like, I feel like I'm the same person from when we started
Facts.
till now. But that's because I think even before
She said, "I'm fake,
I did
she's
the
real."
podcast, I've always just been vocal as a person and like had different platforms where I was vocal.
But do you know what? Yeah, growth can also come in different forms because some of the opinions that you might have had back then,
I still
You've
have them.
evolved.
not to say you don't have them, but maybe you've learned something.
I'll
new or
articulate
you-
it better now. Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
that's what I would
things like
say.
that.
There's more- maybe there's more critical
I'm so
thinking.
glad we do this, you know, because literally when we grow old, like when we're in our 30s,
I know,
we can
for
look
sure.
back at
We have
this
physical evidence.
That's actually one of the
crazy.
beauties of podcasting.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
one of
I
the
never saw it that way.
articulation,
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a journal. I listened to. Are you guys okay with like mentioning other podcasts on your
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was the last 3 digits, and a lot
I
of
love
their,
them.
Their podcast
great
was
pod.
during the pandemic, so it just gives like a weird account of how our thoughts were right at the beginning of the pandemic through all the things that happened, and obviously they've ended the podcast now. It's exactly what you said. It's a time capsule. It's really nice.
Proper
top
good podcast as well. I
I
love
said
them.
I said them how just now.
I heard it. Don't worry, but it's beautiful.
Wait.
It's beautiful.
what?
Tell me has those moments.
No, I
as well.
don't. I like that you pointed it out.
Let me see.
How's Teddy?
She said.
No, because on our pod we're speaking about how like
Look at her face.
He says ow. I don't say ow.
I didn't say ow. I just said you have your moments.
One moment.
But you're not British.
guys.
Ooh.
I don't like.
Yeah, but when you
guys.
well, no.
Your brain.
You said in the last episode that you wasn't born in this country.
I
baby girl.
wasn't. So what?
Guys, it's okay.
It's okay.
That, so that doesn't means I don't know how to speak English.
Who
is what
said
you're
that?
saying. So what do you mean about my moments?
Behind the scenes.
Hero. Anyway,
So I was gonna say how, like as a Yoruba man, I have the H factor. Like all our
It's a
parents
real
have it.
thing.
Yeah, like they don't. And like I went Niger in December, innit?
Oh,
And
did
that-
you?
I saw your Instagram.
Yeah, I was doing.
Oh, how was that?
It was powerful.
It was.
I'm
amazing.
going Niger next
The
month.
outfits were powerful.
Oh yeah, you
Thank
are.
you very much. And
Did you have a good time?
live life.
Wow.
It was at the beach.
Who did you go
I was
with?
living
Friends?
vicariously through
I
college.
go with my family. What was it?
You went
I was
with
living
family?
vicariously
Must be
through you,
nice.
bro.
Yeah, I went with my family.
I went with my family. There's no living lives.
So who are you going with?
We're running errands.
Who are you going with?
Most of my siblings are like literally close to my age, so it's like
Oh, you had a great
you have
time.
time to do okay.
they try dead my thing, because like basically the way my family is, like I'm the most outgoing one and I'm mainly the only outgoing one.
Oh.
Or like that likes the kind of things. Me, I like to party. I like to really party.
Right.
Enjoy
And so
yourself.
like they were trying to block me. I was really trying to do this, December.
Oh, but they were trying to
But they were
hold you
really
back.
trying to.
I dragged them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
dragged
You
them
have to.
everything. I
Yeah,
did.
man.
enjoy yourself.
When you're in Niger, you can't sit at home. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's no
was there
way.
for 10
So
days.
one in
back
a long
home.
time
This is not-
opportunity. What do you mean?
Please, man. I had fun. But yeah, like, so obviously, like, I kind of got my accent back after like 3 days there. And then since I've come back,
It hasn't
I've
gone.
not really recovered.
That's why they hate you.
So we should
let's
talk
see.
about the Nigerian accent for 1 minute, yeah. Specifically the Yoruba accent, because obviously Ashley's Congolese. We're not going to leave Ashley out, but I just need to say something, innit?
Was that necessary?
I always want to make her feel included, because anyway,
I appreciate it.
Are you Yoruba? You're Yoruba.
Yeah, they are.
Wow.
So the reason I want to talk about it is because obviously in school people used to make fun of it, like especially if you was like you just came to the country. Like we had a friend that joined us like in literally
What's
year
that you
8.
used to say?
Do you remember?
10.
And so people would call them a phobe, or even if you were from a different
Freshie,
country, or
ass.
freshie, whatever. But I've always thought the Yoruba accent was beautiful, and I don't understand how we were. I feel like our generation has been like conditioned to think it's disgusting, or like think it's like
Embarrassing.
or it's backwards or whatever.
Not
And
anymore.
I don't think it's just obviously we're talking about the Yoruba accent, but it's not just the Yoruba
yeah,
accent.
no, other accents.
Yeah, I was gonna say
like,
accent-
but I can only
accent
speak
in
about
general.
the one, because obviously when
Right.
I'm hearing other people make fun of the accent that my dad specifically has, I don't find it funny, because I I don't think he sounds funny. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if it's funny. Yeah. And then now
It's just
obviously
normal, it's not
with
funny.
TikTok and with
Yeah.
Instagram and with loads of
It's
different
used for
social media,
comedy.
It's used for comedy. But like, I don't mind if you use it to like obviously bring across a point. But in terms of when you're doing degrading content to make your culture seem like less than the Western cultures and stuff, I find that really whack. But I just wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I think accents are a funny thing, in the sense that people, they either use it as something that, you know, you kind of gratify another culture because of the accent. So like a Frenchman saying certain things in English.
Yeah.
Jesus, I'm
You
really
said it
struggling.
right.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Don't
guys.
worry.
Thank you for affirming that.
You did.
That's like speaking English, and he'll say certain things, and like people will be like, "Oh, that sounds romantic," and do you know what I mean? So Parisian accent is romantic, but then like a Yoruba accent
It's
is
bush
not
or
as,
something. Yeah.
Then again, it's not as bush right now. So
Not
that's
bush.
thank God for people like my goat Wizkid.
I was about to say it's glamorized now.
The minute say London,
No, but they're
you're suing
I don't think he's a good
London.
example though. I don't think they're good
see what you're
examples.
saying.
Wizkid and Davido, they're not good examples.
Why'd you say
Because
that?
they accent bend. Like, I don't know how to explain
American.
it. 1 minute they can be British, the next minute
They
they're
want to
not.
think
okay.
they can be British.
But I think it's fine in it. Like, do what you want, but I don't know if they're good.
Is it fine?
but sometimes
I can't lie,
sometimes they speak in the actual accent.
Yeah, no, they do. I'm not saying they
I
don't.
think they do.
That's what they should keep doing.
I think
Be
them
themselves.
doing that is because we don't realize how big it is of a change you have to make when you're trying to appeal
to a different
diaspora.
market.
Yeah.
It's different with Davido specifically though, because
And
obviously he
Wizkid.
grew up in Wizkid is different because Wizkid born and raised in Nigeria, but like Davido lived in America, so like I understand where like
That comes from.
it can come from, but with other people that have never left the country,
Or they've just gone to visit.
I'm just not
A month.
sure.
I'm pretty sure he got asked. I'm pretty sure Whiskey got asked in the interview, and he's like, "I literally just do it so that like whoever
I'm
speaking
sure.
to-
I don't. Do you know? I don't think he needs to do that because
I
at the end
agree
of
with
the day, as an Afrobeat artist, obviously you embrace where you're from. We all know that you're African. You know you talk about it a lot in your music. That's your life. You know. So we love you for who you are, Wiz.
I agree with you.
You know, Ayo, Balogun, we just love you. You don't need to pretend. You know.
Maybe it's out of habit as well.
It is out of
because he's
habit.
done it for such a
It's
long
out of
time that it's
habit.
just like.
Yeah,
That's
I think
also
it is.
true.
Yeah.
Do you think it's similar with?
But with Congolese people, as in like people mocking the accent and
I don't see it though, because I feel like you guys have a different.
I think our community is very different. It's not because I feel like whenever I see content with people using that Nigerian accent, it's always in English. Whereas with Congolese people, it's not in English. We do it in our language, Lingala or French.
French.
So
And the
it's
fact
not.
that you guys speak French as well, I think
That's
it's
what-
So it's
Yeah,
not as like it's not as inclusive,
And we wouldn't know
Essentially, you
what's
wouldn't know.
happening.
I even
Exactly.
say there's a no offense to any other African country, but like Niger and Ghanaian, interesting. Niger and Ghana are like the poster boys for Africa. Like if you ask people that aren't like African by heritage or African by blood, or have no, let's say, geographical understanding of the world,
or no knowledge. Yeah.
or what's the
Sorry, not
No
no
facts
knowledge,
though.
but
Say it
what's
again.
what's the country? What's the country? Oh, name like 5 countries in.
they would definitely
Ghana.
name Nigeria
I said
and
in Ghana.
Ghana.
Yeah. Some people. What do you think?
That should grab you dead. That should grab you dead.
What happened?
I didn't even
Don't even
But some people even think Africa's a country. That's the number one
Yeah,
error.
and that's why I said no
Americans are the
knowledge.
worst people. They'll be like, "Are you from Africa?" Honestly, what does that mean, man?
And when you grow up a certain way, like
Can you speak African?
Yeah, that's what it is.
What are you talking about, man?
I hadn't met anybody else. Like I hadn't met a Congolese person, so I met Ashley.
Yeah, you
I feel
said
like,
that.
like genuinely, like you mainly meet Nigerians, like, especially where I grew up. You mainly meet Nigerians or you meet Ghanaians. Even I feel like Nigerians are the biggest group, like in the diaspora, like
Growing up,
outside,
yeah, for
like
sure.
everywhere. You like you can find it specifically Yoruba people. You can find them literally on most continents of the world. So like it's just crazy. But yeah, everybody needs to be educated in it.
And it's I think like it's imperative that you even said that, because even if you ask like people non-Africans or like people who are not don't have extended knowledge about Africa, whenever I tell them anyway, whenever I tell people, like for example at my last job, when my old manager asked me, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm from Congo," and he was like, "Oh yeah, like I love jollof rice."
I was just waiting for it.
Oh, wow.
Here we go.
That's not that bad.
That is very bad.
That
They
is very
don't
bad.
eat jollof rice.
I was expecting something worse. I was
And I'm
expecting.
just
like,
like,
still very bad.
but why can't we just
Worse.
why is it, say for example now, if I speak to someone and I meet someone who's Italian and I'm like, oh, I love pizza, by the way, pasta, oh my days.
Like, okay.
Why is that the
But you know what? Even that's all right because that's what they eat. But in Congo, that's not. You
That's
don't
not what
eat
they eat.
jollof rice because we all know there's.
Fair enough, you don't know. Okay,
Italian
cool,
food
whatever.
is
But
pasta.
why is that? Yeah, just be like, oh wow, like
What's Congo
heard
like?
what's
Or
Congo
what do you
like? Like, have you
like?
ever been? Why is that the first response?
100%.
I find that very
When
interesting.
they try and make one kind of silly link. I remember one time I told this guy I was from Nigeria. He was like, oh yeah. And one time I went to a country close to Nigeria, and I was just like, bro, like,
is it?
What does that have to do?
What do they want you to do?
Where do we go from here?
With that
great place,
knowledge?
bro. I know, bro.
I've been in Egypt.
I'm
They were just telling you
screaming.
random stuff.
Yeah.
Just to add to your point, they were making my accent. I think it's such an odd one because I grew up in Britain, and when I grew up in Britain, the majority were like Caribbeans, mainly Jamaicans. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like being African wasn't a cool thing.
That was around where we went to school as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, very
Okay.
similar. Like there were loads of Caribbean.
Yeah. So I think one just to add that
went to school. Sorry.
just to add, I think one thing that and I guess it's not good, but in some ways it's just the way people are, is that the moment that you're outside of the norm, then there's a reason to find there's a reason to, like, for ridicule. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, these words are not
It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
you're
okay.
fine, honestly.
Keep going.
Keep
Keep going.
That's true.
Yeah, so my point is like I would come home, yeah, and like you guys saying, like I'm hearing accents and that's the norm to me. And suddenly I get to school and suddenly it's like, yeah.
Be honest, what were you
Did you guys ever want to be? Yeah. Did you ever say
Nah.
you was
I
Jamaican?
say hi.
Nah. I was never one of those people.
Did you try to change your name?
Nah. So actually, ironically,
No, but I think that's a Nigerian thing.
I don't like the
to change your name.
on me.
Sorry, it's a Nigerian.
Let me rephrase.
Definitely
Sorry.
not.
Hold on.
Okay.
It needs to be. What's wrong with
You're not my dad.
you're telling me.
Look at the way he's talking.
When I say it's
You're not my
Nigerian,
dad.
when I say it's
Don't kill me,
Nigerian
man.
thing, I mean, like a lot of Nigerians grow up with multiple names, and English one being one of them. Now we to survive, I'll say to survive, we switch which names we choose to use given the circumstance.
That makes sense.
I'll be real. I'm gonna be mad transparent. This is even my pod, so but it is what it is.
Do what you gotta do.
Period.
In primary school, like my Nigerian name is Olayiwola. Like I said, I went to school with Jamaicans. Do you know what they remixed my name to?
No, stop. I can't. I'm not even ready.
No, Allah.
Allah's good.
good.
They changed my name to Ola.
No, facts.
I hate
Wait, like,
My name got remixed too.
Like it got remixed, and obviously, like,
horrible.
No, they didn't.
A majority of the remixing came from teachers on the register.
And black people, by the way. Anyway,
I can't believe that.
I'm not even.
I'm lucky that I was blessed in the fact that I have an older brother that was quite popular, and obviously everybody like knows about culture and like, when you live in ends. I'm not gonna get into that, innit? But basically,
we get what you're
yeah,
saying.
you don't get what I mean.
we get it,
But
don't
basically, like, I was lucky in that sense that like I never like, even though that was the banter on me, but like that never hurt me that
To the
much.
point where you...
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? But I guess to some degrees I was conscious of it, because then when I went to secondary school I said, okay, I'm going to go by my middle name David, because I don't want to be in a position that people
I
make
get
fun of me.
that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I absolutely get that.
Now I'm at a stage in my life where I'm a lot more comfortable with my identity. I'm trying to revert back to my first name. So
Of course.
I tell a lot of people
I
to
love
call me.
that.
I like that, because
like my first name,
especially
do you know what I'm
because our name hold meaning.
So
That's
much.
what-
Yeah,
that's
it holds
why-
power.
Do you remember
That's what I
that whole
love.
situation that happened with the Love Island law? Who was it? Yawande,
Yeah.
where someone tried to give her a different name and she stood
Oh,
by
yeah,
that. My
Lucy,
name is
she came
Yawande.
out and
Like,
she
make
made an
sure you
interview,
say it
yeah.
properly and make sure you spell it correctly. I have the same issue as well. Well, I had the same issue, guys. I'm just gonna say, if you went secondary school and you had a tough name, like is my name that tough?
Your name's not tough.
But you had like a name that's sort of hard to pronounce for a lot of people, and you're on the top of the register. I know it's
She was
not
at the top of the register.
You know it's not for the
wrong.
weak-minded.
The moment the teacher goes, sorry if I mispronounced this.
You know,
They
as soon as-
pause to get ready to say your name.
and I always knew I was gonna be the first on the register, so I always sunk in my chair, like everyone's about to laugh. Like it's so
I used to just say my name before the teacher could say my name.
Do you know what it is? I would want to
That's
do
it,
that,
reclaim
but
your power.
Period.
I would want to do that, but you know when you're first on the list, you don't know when she's gonna start.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
don't want.
yeah.
I'm just like, you
Oh,
know
no, me,
what?
I'll be shy.
Do
Ayo,
what you
just say
gotta
ayo.
do, and I'll be like, after she's finished bantering and battering my name, I'll just say, call me Temi.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
That's actually.
was
And
so
the thing
bad.
is, as much as it's bants now, when we was in school, it actually was not nice. Like,
It wasn't
you
at
get
all.
nervous anytime I was a substitute teacher. I'd get like a bit like nervous because not only just because the teacher was going to get it wrong, people were already making fun of my name.
you know-
Like, and my name is obviously I was 3 letters. That's not hard, but on the register it was obviously my full name.
Yeah,
and
I remember as well. It just
Jehovah.
it was never good for us, honestly.
And the thing is, I don't have an English name, so like all my names are Yoruba. But I love that.
I don't have an
and my
English
parents
name
did it on
either, yeah.
purpose for like they want us to have all just Yoruba names, all my siblings. I love it, and I've never hated my name. But I remember just getting my dad to change it to just Ayo on the register.
I remember.
Yeah, do you remember?
Oh my
Because
God.
like my full first name is 14 letters. Yeah. And me, I love my name, but like I don't have the time for you lot to keep saying the same jokes. I'm a
And
bit
guys,
tired.
if you remember, secondary school was ruthless. Oh,
You're just trying to
You
survive.
two, both of you went to like a mixed school as well.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah,
it was
exactly.
It was serious.
ruthless.
And it was boys that made fun of my name more time, you know.
Yeah,
not
of course
girls.
it was.
You're the only one that I know that I've met that actually has more letters than mine.
Really?
So mine is 13.
Ayo, what's your name?
Oluwamayomikun.
One more time.
Oluwamayomikun.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
I didn't hear the last part.
And that means God has made my joy to be full.
Like, look at such a beautiful name to be taken.
I love my name like proper, and it was just so. It was just like, do you know the thing is that you go home and everybody calls your name with love and endearment,
And then when
you
you
go
go
to
to
school
school
and they're
and
using
just-
you for jokes,
just using it
it's to
anyhow.
catch cruise.
The contrast is actually mad.
No, it's horrible.
Actually mad.
So
It is
I have a
mad.
question for you guys. With everything that you've experienced, would you do anything differently with your children? Would you give them an English
Yoruba
name?
names
I know we've had this
full
conversation. You would
First
still
name
give them-
Yoruba.
What about you guys?
I'd give my children an English name because I've always wanted an English name, just
Okay.
because. Or sorry, a Christian name. I don't
Okay.
have a Christian name. And I'm a Christian, but it's weird because I have a Muslim name.
Come from a Christian household.
I
That's
do.
what matters.
But
True,
at the time is
huh?
Temi Tope.
I'm not gonna say my full
Oh,
name.
do you mean
on
her
the
all
pod.
her names?
I actually
Oh,
thought
just Temi Tope.
I would say that's a Christian name, no?
Yeah, because it's got spiritual like.
True, it is, but an English Christian name.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking when you
She
said
messed
Christian
like a
name.
Sarah.
That's what I thought.
Louise.
You know, that's actually what I thought when she said it too. Because I was like, my name is a Christian name because it relates to God.
sorry, but you know what I mean? Like a biblical name.
Right,
Like a
got
biblical
you.
name,
Yeah.
absolutely.
What about you lot?
You want to go first?
What?
Okay, I have an answer. I was just
Be
asking,
honest
okay.
as well.
No, mine's kind of like. Ooh.
In the lovers.
You are
Mine's
correct
kinda-
on that one.
No, mine's kind of tricky. And if you're not like in it, I don't think you like most people won't get it.
Mysterious.
So if you go,
Powerful.
Shane, really well, like,
Let my bro land.
I'm sorry.
if you go white garment, yeah.
Oh my gosh, you go white garment.
That's why I said sorry for myself. Anyway.
Oh, you. Oh wow.
What do you want to look at?
What do you call, if you go white garment, let me rephrase. If you're born into white garment, not if you go white garment. If you're born into white garment, specifically select your naming is. So we go literally by the Bible, like T for T, like I was gonna say T for T. Anyways, so when you go by the Bible, the what happens is you're named on the 8th day. Yeah, your mom that technically doesn't name you.
Okay.
For understanding, the church names you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And then the way it usually works is that you get one English name and you get 2 Yoruba names.
Wow.
So if if I find myself in that predicament, obviously as
No, I'm laughing, but that's because I know I have other concerns. Sorry, not to be
as
but the way you done that was funny. You're dumb. you're actually so dumb.
I said predicament.
Like, bro, I'm sorry.
sorry.
Continue. Sorry.
If I'm in white garment at the time I have a child,
Yeah.
obviously as the new generation is growing up, they kind of twanged it their own way. I will probably the child will be named by the church, and then I will also give my own name. Now, I'm a believer, and I don't want like you don't need to have like 7 names. It's actually unnecessary.
I hear it.
I get that.
So I'll probably pick and choose
I love that about our
Okay.
culture. Ironically.
to have 7 names.
Yeah, man.
I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I think
honestly,
Yeah, you're,
I think it's beautiful.
Me personally,
Just a quick realization. You know, white garment. I've just realized, this is so silly to say. I just realized the white garment is a Yoruba church.
Yeah, proper.
It's a Nigerian.
Because they were
thing,
both
but it's
started, both.
Because I don't see Igbo people and other other tribes.
You're right, but is adopted that way because
originated.
It's Benin originally.
Oh,
really?
It's Benin
I saw
originally.
someone say it was
like
Yoruba.
from the its conception is Benin. The founder
that's
is Benin.
interesting.
Then it kind of the people he end up being with were Yoruba. Then it kind of migrated that way.
Okay.
There's a long story, but yeah.
Okay.
But it was originally Benin.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, very good.
I didn't know that's how white garment
Sorry.
do it though.
When we say white
Give
garment,
they give the name. I
sorry,
have no
sorry,
idea.
sorry. When we say white garment, yeah, I'm speaking specifically.
Celestial Church.
Yeah,
So let's.
I don't like you.
I'm not. No, but what did you say that was wrong? I'm here to back my girl.
Can you behave yourself?
No, what do you? You know when he talks to us like
It's the way she said that.
What did she say? How did she say it?
I just said
we're
Celestial
gonna move anyway. But the main point to understand, the main point to understand is that I'm speaking specifically in relation to Celine, CNS. There's some other white garments as well, but
Yeah.
they may do things differently. But yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
For you.
I actually had to think the question that you asked. I thought about that once. One random point myself. Me personally, I would actually, obviously depending on what my missus decides to do, but me personally,
Your missus.
me personally,
Girl.
I like it.
Why are you blushing?
When guys say
Bro,
my
I'm blushing.
missus, I love it.
Why are you blushing?
no, but me personally, I would actually give my child a Yoruba name. The reason I said depending on what message is whether she wants to add an English name. But me personally, I'd give my child a Yoruba name. And
As a first name?
Yeah, as a first name. But then I would, and this is not indirect to my parents, but I would definitely instill them with confidence in their self-identity.
Early on.
Very, very early, because I never felt like I had that. And not like a diss on my parents, but more so in the sense of in the house, they never basically prepared me for the outside world.
I never think they had to.
They probably didn't know that. That's what was going to take place.
Exactly. But and that's what I'm saying.
Sorry, had to.
And
Not you
that's
to.
yeah, and that's my point. That's why I'm saying it's not a diss on them, because obviously they weren't aware.
They didn't know any better.
Where they came from,
no one's fault. It just happened.
But now at the stage I am in my life, I'm definitely at a stage that man loves my culture, so I'm gonna put that into my kids,
Of course.
and I'll just let them know anyone banters you, banter back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Call me.
Let them come and
You
find
call, do you know what I'm saying?
Call me.
Yeah.
I'll be
But,
waiting
that's
there
it.
3 o'clock.
You two laugh at their name.
Yeah, honestly, exactly. You get it.
And then James.
Yeah. James.
Shut up, James. What does that mean, James?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Your name's Walter.
What do you mean? I'm Boris. You know what I'm saying?
Bad.
Why you name me Boris?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, cool.
Facts. Don't laugh at James though, that's a biblical.
I can scream.
Yeah,
Tell me
right.
about
It's
it.
true,
Anyway,
isn't
yeah, you're right.
Powerful.
I would argue, but I wouldn't. What's it? So the question is, would I? Yeah. So if I was to have kids, yes, I would name them strictly Yoruba names. Yes, that's him for me. On the contrary, so my full name is Oluwakola Ole, and my dad from the beginning of my since I knew him, told me that my name is my name. So my name is 13 letters long, and I grew up in Nigeria. And even in Nigeria, that is a long name. Everyone usually shortens it to Kola. He
Same
did
with
not
Al.
allow that
Oh,
for a long
You
time.
wanted
So
that
everywhere that I went
length.
to,
I like that.
with the length. So all I think my sisters, their names are not as long, but my younger brother, his name is long as well. He didn't let anyone ever, if anyone ever called us the short version of our name and we responded, he would just give us the look, and that meant he's gonna have to talk at home. So
wow.
from little,
Choose your belt.
obviously when I moved, no, not really, he'd just be like, why? He
Yeah,
would
I
literally
get
just
what you mean.
say to me why somebody called you what I didn't call you.
because your
And
name
you're
means
responding.
something. Because collar on its own means something, but your actual full name means
But
something.
that's not the name that your parents
Yeah.
gave you.
So just matching what you guys have all said, imagine the contrast when I moved here at the age of 14, 15. And to be fair, I was aware that I was in a completely different society and stuff. But actually, generally, I couldn't demand that anybody called me my full name because they literally
Some people just
could
genuinely
not-
can't do it,
could
yeah.
not pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's funny though because my dad is such a Yoruba man.
You say they can't do it. So they'll go and pronounce Shevchenko and Sharapova
Yeah,
and all of them man there.
Now you're right.
I'm not hearing it.
No, yeah.
Shevchenko,
That's what
all
I wanted
them
to
man
say,
there.
but I
And
thought,
Chaco.
You're right, but
Sorry.
but
Sorry,
you
to
remember
cut you off.
exactly who I was when I came to this country,
I hear
okay?
it, yeah.
Yeah. So I've come in, and my dad is hilarious because he still thought was gonna go into when we moved here, we moved into somewhere on the outskirts of Cambridge. It was all white.
Yeah, forget about it.
God.
And this man
me,
said
red
to all of us
Yeah, true.
to go school and tell all our teachers. That my dad is absolute legend. And tell everyone. And the thing
I
is,
respect it, though.
for the first few weeks, of course we did. And then it's like, well, doesn't make sense, does it? Like, because no one can say it. It's like, Olu. They used to call me Oli. I was like, my name's not Oli.
Oh, they did that to my brother,
Yeah.
and it went throughout the whole year.
Oh, yeah, I
All these
remember when
years
you
or
said
so.
that, yeah.
And then it happened to my little brother as well because none of them said anything. I'm like, why would you let them call you Olu?
My brother went from Babajide to Jide.
His name's Babajide.
Not Jive.
Jive.
Not Jive.
Not Jive.
No, Jide.
Jide.
Oh,
Who is that?
No, the worst one. This worst one's
that?
Aid. Is Aid.
Oh, for Ade.
Yeah, why is what? In fact,
Or someone will come and tell you that the name is Sade.
Able
When
to
it's
pronounce
Sade.
the word though, because
Sade.
where I was like,
Sade.
one of the few black people in the school, it was a very weird little thing to do. Like now I actually get the racial significance of it, but like word spread that there was a new black kid from Africa with a long name, and when people would try to make friends with me, they would try to say the full name to try to like break.
At least
the
they're
ice.
trying.
Yeah, at least they
when
tried.
If you had people
when you
that
think about a
tried.
random coming to me and say, "Is your name Oluwakolawole?" Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Mad.
like when I
Then you
think
just
back
you
at
have
it-
to reluctantly say yeah.
No, at the time I wasn't even I wasn't as
Reluctant.
aware about the racial
yeah.
significance of it. Or
What was you three's answer to that, actually?
We answered. I think it's just Ash.
I think
But hers is different.
yeah,
so-
mine is different. Congolese people, we don't do that.
Like their names are
Like we don't
completely
have.
English.
Yeah, it's completely
Or French.
English.
Oh, okay.
Like my name's Ashley. My sister's name's Naomi.
on their Lingala names.
No, nah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I asked her that.
Even
before.
my mum's name is French.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they're either
Yeah.
French or English. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, even my dad's name is French. Both my mum and
That's
my dad's
true,
name
you know.
is
All
French.
the Congolese people I know have like either biblical names,
Yeah,
or French name, or
English names.
Mhm.
Yeah,
we
That's
get.
so true.
Bondu colonizers.
yeah,
I was
exactly.
about to say,
I
we
think that's what
understand where it comes
that's
from.
what
Their
it's-
asses.
that's what it's down to.
Yeah,
Essentially.
we understand where it comes from. Innit?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So
we
it's
should
very
do,
different.
We should do our intro because we have an intro.
What time? Are they worse than us? Are they worse than us?
30
yeah. Anyways.
minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi guys.
worse than that.
Welcome back to the Sitting Down with the Sisters podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Ayo,
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Temi.
and we have some special guests.
Do you
As
guys
can
want to
see.
introduce yourselves?
Where? My name is Connor.
Oh, using it.
From
Christian names.
Connor from the Unfiltered podcast.
David from the Unfiltered podcast.
Gio from the Football Podcast.
Hi guys.
Do you know that's an interesting conversation?
Anyway, no, we wanted to have
Go
the. Well, this was very spontaneous.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna go. in
Yeah,
this
thanks for
direction.
staying.
But thank you for
honestly.
staying. They had a session before us.
I was promised Jollof Rice and friend.
Anyways, we're not doing that.
Get well from it.
I was promised.
Anyway, just
I was
blank
promised-
out that side of the room.
Yeah,
Ignore that.
promised-
Anyway,
Oh.
they are part of the Soapbox family as well. So like, make sure you follow Soapbox Studios. Make sure you follow them on all their social
We'll have their
media
details
in the
all in the description box.
Anyway,
Do you know that was promised?
I can't. Not him bringing up the
Can you
rice.
I was promised Jollof Rice
That's
and
a
friend.
power.
why are you talking about that?
Why is that the first thing
what
you
you're
gotta
giving to
say?
the audience.
So you didn't know you are lying. I was promised.
Do you know what the Christian thing
She
of you to
promised
do?
fried
Would have been
rice.
to bring the food. She
And
said
say,
the
you know
Christian
what?
thing.
I met you in the middle.
But the
All
Christian
I'm
thing
gonna
to
say is
do.
it doesn't get more Yoruba than this conversation.
Yeah, but
Do you know what I mean?
I was
Like,
promised.
the fact that you're holding on to that, Gio, you could have
Ayo.
reminded me,
Ayo.
but you didn't.
Did you actually promise?
I forgot. I didn't promise.
no, you didn't promise.
I was
Ayo.
never
You promised.
They held on to her.
Do you know?
When God spoke to Moses,
Yes, my good
When
brother.
God
On
spoke
Mount
to
Sinai.
Don't mind the people that are not following. Yes, my good
God
brother.
promised him. What did he promise? The land of what?
Milk and honey.
And what did God provide?
Manna.
Lobaton.
Anyway, on the topic,
As
Remember
we
as
were
well.
doing previously on Sit Down.
funnily enough, yeah, the word promise, this just came into my mind. I have a very random mind. Anyways, the word promise, yeah,
Preach.
this is going to be the last part because of the time. We like to do, anyway, what I was going to say is the word promise. How powerful is the word promise to you? Because for me, ever since growing up, I never used the word promise lightly because when I say I promise somebody something, I have to do it. I think it has to do with my faith. I think because there's Bible verse about making your yes be yes and your no be no, and like your word being your bond and whatever. But like, is that the same for you guys? Is the word promise significant to you or no?
Now it is for sure.
Yeah.
Growing up, I think you know that when you do pinky promises, all that sort of stuff, like it was used very
Whoa,
loosely.
pinky promises are very
Yeah, whoa,
to be
yeah.
taken seriously.
Yeah, to be taken
With the
Yeah,
love
they
as
were
well.
taken seriously,
With the-
but it was used.
For you to give me
a pinky promise.
Nah,
Come on, don't
it was,
be saying that,
man,
it was
still.
used very seriously, but I feel like it was used very often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think about what pinky
It
promises
lost its
are,
value.
yeah, in that sense.
Yeah,
now
facts.
it's very serious. I don't use it.
I don't say that.
I don't
Like,
say it. If I
yeah.
know I'm not going to do something, I'm not going to mention it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's literally the same as me. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a figure of speech sometimes. When I was younger, it was always a figure of
Yeah.
speech. Oh, I promise, don't worry, I promise. But the older I get, if I've told you that even if I don't want to do something and I remember I've promised to do it, I will make sure I do it because I've promised.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Interestingly enough, I don't think promise is in my vocabulary.
Oh.
I don't think I say a lot.
I hardly
I haven't
promise.
used it in a while.
Yeah,
you
hardly,
know,
very
in a
I
long
hardly
time.
I'm
make
never gonna say
promises.
to you, but like, I promise I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, bro, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I do find myself overstretching what I think. I made a note of it the other day. Is that sometimes you have loads of good intentions for people around you or people in general or whatever, and you if you're not conscious enough, you end up stretching what you're able to deliver to them or not. So
Yeah.
like sometimes, like something as silly as you've dropped man off here, and I've said, oh, let me know when you're in, and then I sleep off.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the day if I sleep off
so
here,
cute.
let's relax.
Honestly, close now. Every time.
Yeah, everything.
Let's relax, bro.
Yeah.
Like for context, like the man them can crash. Do you know what I mean? And we be going out really late. So like
That's
it's-
so cute.
Temi, Otito, na Atibo,
do whatever,
excuse.
I'm actually done.
But you know, like if I wake up in the morning and I see that like you said, you've gone in,
Yeah.
and but obviously I slept off. I feel like an absolute. I'm not
You
saying-
should.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to. Like,
Actually, don't-
no, you're right.
same. I'm actually the same.
You're right, because you see when I'm coming out of that car, I meant that all of my life.
Like exactly, I meant it when I said it. I wanted to know when you
it's
get in.
happened quite a
Should
I
you
think-
actually feel bad?
Yeah,
Oh, 'cause you don't feel bad, do you?
Because you shouldn't just be saying words.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold on.
It's not just decoration or let me know. You just say bye.
Because I don't say it to everyone.
Let me make sure.
Before you put it in you lost context, I just want to say like the last time it happened, you know, like I just set an alarm just so that I wake up.
That's
when I'm ready
that's
to get
sweet. That's proper sweet.
I've done that too. But what I'm
Are you
saying,
sure?
She said you're not gonna
the
outshine
reason
me.
why the reason why I ask because I want to make sure we know what we're saying. What do you say to him? What have you said like to?
Bro,
Would you say let me know when you get home, or what do you say? Like message me when you
make
get
sure
home.
Drive safe. Let me know when you get
Yeah.
in.
So what? So
But he's saying-
the whole idea is that I want to know that he's safe at home.
But he
so
said
you
he
do
said
know because he's told you.
No, but
'cause when
you know,
you
but
wake
he's
up-
falling asleep before he even
It's
knows.
back to
No,
the
I
promise.
get it.
God forbid something's happened.
Right.
Like, I'm not alert enough to know that like Dave was meant to be on 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's not.
All
in
I'm
there.
saying, I get what you're saying, absolutely, because your intention behind it is pure
Yeah.
and intentional. But I don't think we should be too hard on ourselves with things like that. The reason I say that is because you haven't said I'm gonna be awake when you have said let me know when you get
No,
home.
that is intended
and
when
then
I said it though.
well, not necessarily for me when I
Yeah,
say
but
if I'm,
he's saying
if I'm
for
being
him.
honest,
That's
fair
right.
enough.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why I'm trying to get why you feel bad than I do.
I don't be
'Cause
saying
I'm
it.
trying to think, am I a bad
She's trying to say, I
person?
can tell you're saying,
I might have person.
but Jamie Lara, Jet, that's how you're feeling.
I don't
not gonna
say
lie,
it's that as you have to, I don't be saying that. I don't,
Yeah.
Not to
especially-
everybody, yeah.
Especially not
Of
to
course
man
not to
them. Like,
everybody.
And to
Oh.
add content, I've previously been in crashes, which is why.
Fair.
it's
Well,
cautious
fair
about
enough.
it.
That's fair enough.
Right.
That's
No, but I hear what you're saying. I hear the distinction.
Like, obviously, you
know,
shouldn't
I said
be
to
hard
guys
on
as well,
yourself.
Like, you know,
But
we
I-
chilled.
Yeah.
And I said, we'll tell each other, oh, let me know when you get home. Let's say I've fallen asleep. Sometimes I feel like, oh, darn, like I fell asleep. But I fell asleep. But my thing is the fact that you let me know.
Fell asleep. Oh well.
No, it's not over.
hear that.
Don't
I'm
make me
joking.
feel bad.
No, it's okay, it's
because
okay.
you let me know you've gotten
course,
home,
we
and then
always
guess
will
what?
say it.
We might not speak early the next day, but because you've let me know that you've
You're
gotten
okay.
home, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to ask you. Oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or worry.
yeah,
She
yeah.
got
I
home
think it's
safely.
just different
I'm just saying
intentions.
It's definitely
to be
different
fair.
intention.
I think I get what he's saying though, because
Yeah.
God forbid, like that's actually my
It's
worst nightmare
crazy.
is me departing from you two and being like, let me know when you get home. I've fallen asleep and then I wake
God
up
forbid
from so
something
many calls, or like one of you lot's parents has called me like,
Yeah.
oh,
God forbid.
where's Aya? And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, but she left me 10 minutes ago. She should be home by now. Where is she? So
My point is
that's
that-
why.
But I've definitely done the alarm thing as well,
My
just to
point
make
is
sure I
that
stay up.
Have you done it for us?
I'm conscious of
Yeah.
my over promising. essentially.
Same. I'm very conscious of it. That I don't try to say
I'd
the
be
word promise
over-promising,
often.
though.
at
That's
all.
my point, like-
No, but there's a difference between you mean overcommitting yourself to different things.
Yeah, but
it's different from making a promise.
The only difference is that I have not used the word promise.
Oh, but so
The
you're saying
intention
Yeah,
is
but,
it's
that,
still
but,
the
that's,
same.
but that's no, but that's where the difference comes in, though.
The
'Cause I
difference is
think-
important.
For me,
But the use of the word
the
in
use of the
itself-
word promise
let
is
me help
specific.
all of you now. For me, it's not different because I don't use the word.
Oh, okay. Because you don't
Okay.
specifically say the
It's
word
a
promise.
promise,
It's still
yeah.
but the reason I'm saying it's different for me is because when I feel like we can all overcommit to things in it, but and sometimes we just won't be able
It's
to
human.
because our bandwidth is finished. Like we can't, and we can apologize. Like I'll be the type like, oh, I couldn't do it. Like I apologize. But like when I've promised, I'm like it just means regardless whether it's gonna rain, snow, whatever happens, I must do it because like it's specific, and that's why I only bring out the word when it's something like that.
Like I said, that's the thing with me as well. If I tell you I'm gonna do something, or I'm very sure, I don't want to use the word promise as well because I don't necessarily use that word. But if I tell you I'm gonna do something and I'm very intentional about it, let's say it doesn't happen, I think it's the way you deal with it when it doesn't happen. Like if you're apologetic about it and you know you're not known to be someone that's flaky all the time, I think it's the reputation you have about yourself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, no, absolutely. Because I'm
True.
Because imagine someone that's always making promises and
You don't fulfill. You don't
fulfill. Then you just become someone that's untrustworthy. Like I can't rely on you.
Yeah, no, and that links into actually my answer to your question because like my dad's like a very prideful man. So like part of like how he raised me was in the sense of that like as a man like.
Always
That cringes me out even saying as a man. But yeah, no, honestly, I'm gonna watch this back.
Male podcast. They have started.
Oh my days.
No, but I'm just saying, like part of like how I was raised was in the sense of that one of the biggest things that defines me as a man individually is that if you make a promise, you have to fulfill it.
Yeah.
So that's
Why
why I'm
this
also
bond?
do you get it? So that's why I'm very conscious. A bit like Colin, I don't actually. I very rarely use the word promise, but like if I say things with the intention of promising, I try my best to always fulfill it, just because that was how I was raised. Like will be a measure of my character, basically.
And it is.
Can I make
It is, it
on
really
the
is.
many things that we promised to do but we never do.
But Gio didn't answer yet though.
Yeah, let him go.
Okay.
He's already full swing. Go
Sorry.
on.
I just wanted to make sure.
I'm
I'm being serious.
Like I just feel like now you probably want to hear Gio.
I do.
I probably shouldn't speak then.
No.
Yeah.
She said hold it for a second.
Yeah, that's
Just
what I'm
sorry.
speaking,
Okay, so what was your actual initial question?
It's true. What was the something
I
to
think we're
do
just
with
talking about
promising.
promises.
Yeah.
It's like how
the
intentional is
significance
the
of the word
word.
promise to you
Yeah.
and how you use it.
I think it's like a. I was gonna say it's a. Ooh, I think is a very like African culture. I was gonna say it's a black thing. It's a very African. That's what I said. Ooh. It's a very like African culture thing. Maybe not to use the word promise here.
Oh, okay.
The reason why I say that. Sorry, let
It's
me.
a very African thing.
Let me
elaborate.
the reason why I say that my parents and the grandchildren, the interaction that they have is that they're very careful about what they say around the kids.
Okay.
So even if it's something as trivial as ice cream, they may be over for the day and it'll be a case of, oh, if you do this, I'll give you ice cream. I promise to give you ice cream. And then there's a word of promise, or there's a word of promise there.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't do it, the kids come back to say, no, but you promised me that this was the condition. Like you said, I think it does go back to biblically, whether that's an underlying or some conscious thing that a lot of like African parents don't know they're doing. But the fact that let your yes be a yes, your no be your no. Let your decisions be clear. Make what you see. What is your bond? I think that does play a large part in there as well. So with me, you won't hear me promise anything because I can't guarantee anything to anybody. Right. But I will generally. I'm of the same type of these man that I will kind of
Why were you laughing?
I would say
I'm not making
promise.
No, but at least you're real.
He said, "Don't
like,
trust me.
I'm a dirty liar.
Don't believe me. I'm a true liar."
Joe, you stepped into that one.
I can't okay, no. Okay, my mistake. My mistake.
No, but you mean it though.
I don't make promises. Whether For the intention of keeping for let's say I even have the intention to keep it, whether I'm able to keep it or not is a different thing. There's other. So
I'm screaming. His face is gone red.
He's actually dying. So I will do what these men will do. I will say I will do something and make every best effort to do it.
Got you.
Sure, okay.
That makes sense.
No, your point makes sense, but the funniest bit is that you said I don't make promises because I basically don't owe anybody anything. And that was so funny.
I didn't say I don't owe anybody anything.
Like, the way you said it
No,
was
but
funny,
even
bro.
if that's the case, that's your truth.
yeah.
Dude, be you. Like what? Don't listen
You don't want
to
your word to
everybody else.
be floppy or
But he did
inconsistent.
that's
At
not
least
what
you're
he
being
said.
real,
He
you
just
know?
said that he
It's-
doesn't make promises.
I don't
He
make
doesn't know what's
promises.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why.
No, but I don't know. I just heard that in a very African way. I'm so sorry.
It's-
You know, it's
True liar.
actually because I joke with you guys, all of you too much. That's why I just laugh.
Sorry, Uncle.
Kakuki.
Paula, you said you wanted to say something?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, it's interesting we're talking about promising, and like so many the things recently that have been messing up in terms of promises is like my friends have been asking me to meet up at a certain time and asking me if I'm gonna meet up at that time. I'm like, yes. If you get there 30 minutes hour late. Like,
Oh yeah, even little things like that. You
like,
know?
do you know what I mean? That's a promise that you've kept somebody waiting.
Yeah,
That you've genuinely kept somebody waiting. Like,
So what are you gonna do moving forward?
Damn.
like, it's not.
I'll beat her.
I said be better.
Like, to be fair, it's not. It's
Actually,
not
are
like
you
a-
always on time?
It's not really.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'm very
No,
punctual.
hold on.
I
you see,
pride
guys, this is
myself
why.
on
Okay,
this.
okay, no.
I can't do the
No.
fakeness.
Do you know what?
Do you know what? She's gonna turn this into something. Let's do it.
No, it's not. We're not doing anything. First of all, I just have a quick thing to say.
Yeah.
I like how Io's made it very personal because I was actually asking Ashley if she's always on time. Then all of a sudden it became, you know we're always on time. Why?
Is it? Do you want me to tell them? You want me to tell them?
Yeah, so it's okay.
Speak if you want.
I won't do that to you.
You basically, in other words, you said what you wanted to say. I'm always late.
What did she say?
She's basically saying out of us three, I'm the latecomer. That's fine.
Who said that?
You.
Did I say it?
Subconsciously, yes, you did.
Okay.
She said
Be
between the
direct,
lines.
speak in the mic. Say
No,
it.
me,
said
I
say with your
didn't say
chest.
that.
No, because that's the shit that your parents would do.
I was just affirming that me too. I'm an early
If
comer.
I'm talking, I said, Ashley, you're always on time. And she goes, why are you laughing? And she goes, we.
I just wanted to
I'm so
tap
good.
into that blessing.
I was on time today.
Yeah, you were. I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Bangs.
Today.
I appreciate you, honestly.
Yo, that was unnecessary.
Don't worry, leave her.
Nah, but
It's alright. Do you know what it is? We're getting better. We're getting better.
You can't just get better one time. Facts. You know, it's
So we're in
great.
sync with that one.
Anyway,
just whack your friends a text and be like, I'm gonna be.
yeah, it's not hard.
5 minutes late. Like, and I didn't say that's my nature. I said recently.
He said, I need to ensure that
But,
I
but
said disclaimer.
even if you're whacking your friends the text, you're still not fulfilling the promise because you're not there on time.
So usually, so like, if
So you
if,
text
if I'm
she
like,
does text.
So you don't text.
I do text.
Oh, okay.
like, you don't know the reason why I've been late. I'm just
It's just courteous to text.
Very
Is what?
Manners.
Yeah, wait, it's what?
Is what?
You don't know English.
What did you say?
Study it up.
Say
Study it up.
Cheers.
Courteous.
Yes.
Oh,
Google it.
Oh,
Is that the way the word is said?
Yes.
courteous.
I thought it was
You didn't say what she said.
Yeah, but you're the
Same
one questioning the word.
I'm not questioning the word.
You
I'm
are.
questioning the
You
word.
tried to drag me out of my
How do you say it?
How you said it, courteous.
Well,
Courteous.
Gio,
No,
that's
courteous. She didn't say courteous.
No, she said courteous. Yeah, she did. I heard it.
She didn't say that. Courteous.
Alright, what did you say?
Bro, you said her
I
name so fast.
personally think that this is where we're going to call the podcast to and close.
What did you say?
Because I don't really understand why I'm being attacked live on camera. But it's been our pleasure having you guys on the
you
podcast.
so much.
No, wait. Just heads up. Don't come on our podcast and out us again. Just don't do
Not
it.
allowed.
Anyway,
How did we out?
no, it's okay. We're saying goodbye. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate
It was very
you
last
having
minute
you on.
spontaneous
Because
and they came
we didn't
through.
plan any topics, by the way, guys. This
nothing.
is just natural flow. These guys have a very good podcast, by the way. Check it out. They're
Thank you, guys.
they all have very different personalities, different points of view, but they
It
work
meshes together.
very well together. I enjoy their podcast. Yeah, check them out. It's please.
No.
appreciate it. Thank you guys for
I
having
was
me.
definitely appreciating you.
She said I'll deal with you afterwards.
There's details are in the description box. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
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 I actually can't.
You guys,
I'll beat you.
you guys,
Yeah.